Thank you very much. Ready to get into the action, all fun and games. And now the games get real. It is time for G2 to completely shrug off Summit in the way that Natu said. He said, you've got to laugh or you'll cry. And,
yes.
And that grand final did not go their way after a stomping. On this map, though, it was a 16-2. They absolutely smashed the Mousesports squad on this one. And it was G2's pick to take it back to the Extreme Eaters, now the Hard Legion. We are into the game, so it'd be good to be able to bring that to you. Maybe change that POV from those G2 boys, because we are into the action.
We are indeed. The first kill comes
frag,
in.
and the second as well. Amanek has managed to take 2 on his entrance into B.
Well, that should be it for the round, unfortunately. Just a quick assault towards B, a couple of flashes over the top, and only 1 kill found on the CT side. Suggest this will be a quick one. Krad, we joined by Sviat as they position themselves towards the CT side of the map, but not really much of a chance here. Need 4 kills, a full defuse. They have got a kit, but waiting for an opportunity right now.
See if that opportunity will present itself. I think G2 are too well trained. Amanek caught on his mid hunt, but not quite precise enough from Sviat. Hard Legion. New organization for this squad, and they really did impress. I was actually trying to, dig up their Berlin run, because it was at the main qualifier where they really did manage to turn heads and pop them. And a quick recap of the teams they beat in order to get to the main Starladder major event was they managed to find big scalps in form of NRG and Vitality, taking them down and of course winning it in the end against Fours. Those were their big, top 10 scalps they managed to find on their route to the major, and now, admittedly, have fallen quite silent ever since.
The split pretty powerful once it gets going. Lots of headshots delivered by those Glocks, and a very French approach here, I have to say. G2 with 4 MAC-10s, 1 Galil.
Here we go.
Against a 4 spy here, and it's Deagles, remember. So they'll probably execute towards A. That's what they'll do pretty much every round. Hunter, I would say, is the star fragger of this team at this point after what we saw at Summit. It looked like they were destined to win that tournament, but I'm sure you all know what happened there. Don't need to get into that. We won't dwell on the past, Alex, with a focus on the future. And right now, in round number 2, 5 players. Ready and waiting. We talked about execution potential. Just want to make sure they rid the CTs of all their pesky grenades first.
We've seen this time and time again. G2 are so happy to lean 5 men towards A because of the fact that you can watch the flank so meticulously from Amanek's position, and then that enables you to have essentially 4 players setting themselves up for the advance. This is a big catch from Krad, though. He will be hunted and traded, and it does seem like that will be enough to start pulling some of the initial utility out of the Ts. More smokes and Molotovs to come, though. They'll be throwing them towards the site. Molotovs behind it and committing. Good nade just touched Vidak, but with Amanek gone, up the ramp, he's going hunting elsewhere. There was a gap for Forrester, albeit a little one. Exploits it, 3 versus 2 now, with 50 seconds. And the tests keep coming. They're about to double peek into Amanek, and that's a fantastic find. If they get another, Nexa low, Jax to confirm, and G2, they weather the storm, recover the rifle, but still 3 frags on the Force. Hard Legion keep them honest.
Yeah, the problem is they're on the CT side right now, and there's no luxury of getting extra money for virtual bomb plant or anything like that, so you're pretty much guaranteed to take another eco here. If you force board this one, it'd be more of the same pistols, a couple of SMGs, and then you really have open Pandora's box at that point. Might as well take the full eco on the chin as G2 start to stabilize here. They bring out a couple of rifles, 2 MAC-10s, and a Galil from the previous round as well. So back towards A they go. You'll see a lot of this, Alex, I have to say.
You're about to see, I think, 9 players on the server, all within the one part of the map. It is going to be a battle for Crane, and they are sending in the SMGs first. Nexa and Jax, perfect unison to wrap that one up, put a bow on it, ready for Christmas. We're nearly there. I got to ask a good question. What do you get someone that can get anything they want themselves? That's the new gift issue I'm encountering. When someone can just, if they want it, they've probably got it.
I probably asking the wrong person, as I feel like the whole idea of both doing a gift these days, especially, is unless you're going to do something special together. Like, I'm going to get you a gift of this value, you give me a gift of that value. You might as well just buy it ourselves.
I feel like experiences maybe is the future for my gift giving.
I just prefer, like, you know what? Just if you could enjoy the day together, that's fine. I feel like the gifts are not really the same, not really it used to be.
I agree. Jax holding hands on their advance towards B, and it's been punished from aggressive look of Forrester. And speaking of aggressive, it does seem to be the name of the game. Speedek was having a quick look towards middle, but with the early advantage, doesn't want to fall back. Fall down, rather. That was a little lackadaisical from the French, because now they have to work with such a distinct disadvantage. They look to send the rest of their resources into middle. Well,
it was a nice idea from G2 after showing their hand towards A so many times in a row. Try to go for the fast B, but shut down by Forrester. Axes two of them down, and we're going to see ourselves now with mid-control for G2. Focusing towards Ava, looks to think Amanek to lead the charge with his favorite weapon in the game, the MAC-10.
You can see his stickers on it. Amanek 10, boost found, and now they're really running out of options. They've tried it all, feigning some presence. Amanek's hoping to get the timing right here, but it's unlikely. It's been dealt with, teammate actually catching Kinky. And Hunter's going to find one to stop it being the clean sweep, but this round is going to be hard Legions. Forrester, a big part of securing that one right at the start, the opening double kill. And that was just a little too much for G2 to overcome in the rest. Round 5, and we are going to be seeing the CTs get their first on the board in the 4th.
Yeah, not exactly a sustainable approach there. Another fast B contact play from G2, but unfortunately sprayed down there. Hard Legion will have to keep that up as they're up against another full buy here. This time no MAC-10s, the all for Kenny S. 3 AKs, 1 Krieg. Money relatively on the CT side after the reinvestment of grenades here. So there's the standard incendiary just to stop the rush from Speedak. And back to business as usual. Just going to be running the A approach.
God, those flashes are stifling. But still, hard Legion, they will hold fast and actually re-aggress. They'll tuck one into sandbags, play around the smoke they deployed. Sandbags is a possibility. Yeah, tries to draw the fire and frags favor the CTs.
Surprised there wasn't a single kill there for G2 with the reloads going on as well. Somehow getting away relatively unscathed there. 5 and 4. G2 3-1 up. Still continue their efforts towards A. Need to be aware of the flanks. Massive possibility of those in Vertigo, that's for sure. Still 1 minute and they have 2 of their smokes. I'd assume they just finish up towards A here. Blanket the sights in the aforementioned smoke grenades, and that's a nice wallbang attempt. Can he down to 40 as Crad fires off shot there towards the A ramp.
He's got his lineup set. Here comes the utility from G2. Can't help but feel the Hard Legion have got a very heavy advantage actually for this defense. They're in the right places. Kinky, Crad looking to re-aggress. Amanek for the fight and gets the first. May not be ready for the second, but instead he tucks away towards Scaffold. The hunt from Crad, though, is going to be successful. Double kill from him.
Nice work. He had no idea there'd be a second player in position. Takes a lot of damage for it, but 2 kills to his name so far. Sviat makes his mark on the round. It looks like that's enough as Jax will be painted into a corner. It's going to be 3-2. Money actually broken on the T side as well, so G2 will have to take the partial buy here. They could bring out a Hunter Krieg and go with pistols if they really want to have a chance of winning the round. He's got 4,600. Jax with 34. As we'll take a timeout here. Very Clad backing up Sphere there. It looked like he was in trouble. So take it back around towards the lane and still managed to find multiple kills on 30 points of health. No problem whatsoever. So very well played by him. It's going to be round 6 coming through. Do we see any significant investment? Not just yet. Lost bonus down to get that. That'll be the 3rd stage after this one. Technical pause.
Yeah, it's changing around. And of course, with the technical pause, you have to keep your mouth not moving. But it does look like we're back into the action. So it is our 6th round of our first map of the final best of 3. We get to see how Hard Legion fare on Vertigo. Now they have a 0% win rate on this map.
Okay, not looking good.
This was G2, a targeted pick. They recently bested many teams over in California on Vertigo. It was their go-to, considered it somewhat of a map so they could drill and practice on a LAN event.
Well, they do buy a rifle, but it's the Galil, not the Krieg, so Hunter will still have around $2,000, just balancing the books. Speedak ready with the aggressive flashbang as well. Swings towards the door. Significant damage towards Jax. They've got a great setup here.
Yeah.
They're no strangers to the map, that's for sure.
Good setup, and it continues. They're just going to be walking in. The line of fire. Finally, Kinky is cut down, but they know there's another there. Won't be retrieving that bomb without bloodshed. There is no chance they can get onto this. Amanek will fall first. Nexa knows his opponent doesn't have any ammunition and can punish that for the first, but immediately tidied up. Neat and tidy. They're 3-3, a quick equalizer from Hard Legion, and now G2. They will be able to throw the kitchen sink once again at the CTs, but what's the call? B never worked. We saw that double kill from Forrester. That's the only time that G2 have truly committed to it outside of the pistol round itself.
Well, time will tell. It seems like the A bomb site will always be a viable option, but for now they are struggling somewhat to break through and even get the execution going. The lane position seems to elude them as we get into round number 7 here. We'll see another pause. I assume this is tactical at this point. We'll see. Looks to be called by G2, so Malak will join in and work out what the approach is right now. And the way he was gesticulating there with his hands, I feel like it looked like an A split, potentially.
Didn't it?
Maybe get some mid-control. But that really is a bit of a reach for me. That's all I could really work out.
No, I mean, I thought exactly the same thing. It's so funny. We both translated the hands meshing together as a pincer maneuver from the team.
So maybe the mid split towards B. All right, we'll see.
Let's find out. What is the call? Malak and Nexa putting their brains together for this one. A very aggressive stance from Krad before the smoke even plumes. He really wants to find that opening frag, get the early advantage and fall back. You can see that they're not going to concede this. They keep bringing the fights. This time Hunter will find the first on Scaff. And so after all of that chaos, only a disadvantage Hard Legion find. Undeterred, half health and relatively solo, Krad actually continues his advance. They're going to leave Hunter to his devices on it. He'll look to continue to maintain some degree of presence. Speedak has completely eaten that flashbang, but he does have the smoke to hide upon.
Yeah, it's a difficult position to play, though. Just trying to stay on the edge of the smoke, using the sandbags as cover. He knows there's a player that's already made his way through. That's going to be Jax on the other side. The Molotov deployed, but still Speedak fine, but Jax perfectly timed. Looks like he's good for a second as well. The flashbang will go around, and Krad needs to be very careful. He takes his crosshair away for a second. Does manage to reposition, and Kiki, he's got a double kill on the table here, and he won't be able to convert it, unfortunately. Kenny S there to bring us to a 3 versus 1. Forrester, they know he's the B player. He's caused damage there before. Currently waiting on the bomb site floor here. He could win this if they head back towards B. But for now, I feel like they're rotating towards A ramp, where Nex is positioned right now, so Forrester will have to go for a CD spawn. It's not an impossible round for him, but every second that goes by and they get closer towards the site, feels like his chances are diminishing.
Yeah, Kenny will have the call as to where he's coming from as well. We'll have heard those steps. So Forrester can't contest this plant, but as it goes down, he could have the element of surprise. Hunter's holding the gap in the smoke, and a damn, not far off. Damage inflicted to Hunter, but a double kill. He starts that round and he closes it. Yeah.
Very efficient stuff there. GT not giving much away at all. Utilizing all of their grenades, even in a 3 versus 1, making sure there are no holes available. See, it was actually a pretty decent work on the CT side. 3 players towards middle, still not quite enough there. It's down to Kinky to actually set things up. If he gets that second kill, they're really onto the round at that point. But 4-3, full investment in the CT side. A couple of MP9s, maybe the old push middle could come through. Where do they take them? That's Speedak and Kinky, so look out for those guys. They send 3 towards A once again.
Barrage of CT utility. Flashes, smokes, nade does chunk down Nexa and Jax. Hunter was having so much success from his T-side scaffolding plays. But at the moment, Hard Legion have had good answers for it. Nex has been given the responsibility of the flank, likely more than that, though, with the bomb on his back. And it looks to be turning tail. Speedak will take one lick of the flame and throw out one of his own towards middle. That's a pretty good placement, actually. They do manage to catch a nade on him in the smoke, and now looking to punish. Good damage inflicted. He keeps them honest. 3 members of G2 now below the 50 health mark, but the frags are favoring the French in buckets. Now Sviat, he has to defend this site essentially solo. The smokes have bloomed. The only real gap, he can push in. If he stops that plant, he's got a real shot. Makes so much noise about it though, and now that's the round. G2 should secure their 5th.
Decent effort there. Did what he could, trying to deny the plant if possible, but not going to be the case. G2 have a very comfortable round here. I feel like Kinky gets this kill, no problem. He'll get an AK-47 for his troubles, but all he can really do with that is save. Krad will be doing the exact same here. Amina coming down the ladder, probably going to get taken out as well. Good awareness from Kinky, nice shots, and still with 100 HP, looking to cause some financial damage here, which would be valuable considering the landscape of G2 setup right now, next to $400. Hunter not far from it, so every kill they do get on the CT side will have a knock-on effect here.
Yeah, I remember having a great conversation with Kinky outside the hotel in Berlin, trying to explain to him what Kinky means in English.
Oh yeah? Yeah, you never heard of it before?
No, he hadn't. We were trying to, like, he's like, why do people laugh when they say my name? And we were like, well, do you know what Kinky is? And then eventually, through some Google translation and some giggles, it was explained. Through. He loved it.
I guess it's a brand.
Yeah, he's got a Kinky brand.
So the first time out now for Hard Legion. I'm sure players you're familiar with if you've watched the majors over the years. Haven't seen them really come to life this tail end of 2019 with this roster in terms of the organization. It's the first time I've seen them, at least.
A lot of their dynasty was over in the Starladder Major in Berlin. Now, of course, they did manage to qualify for the main tournament, but once they got there, I mean, when you come in as that seed, you played, what, Astralis, Na'Vi, and then your best of 3 was against a very informed Renegades. That was their spur. But that was, of course, as Dream Eaters, a new roster now for them, and instead they are now under the Hard Legion brand. Let's get back into the action. We do see those 2 preserved rifles. It should be a very tough day in the office for the CTs here, though. Getting to the 9th round of play. Oh, wow. Krad's going to catch Amanek with that boost. Lovely team play to make that rifle sing, and they even set Speedak up for a swing. G2, they're walking straight into the Lion's Den. A reboost as well. Doesn't account for Jax. Speedak, admittedly, is on the full unarmored USP. So G2, they know that this round favors them, especially now that they're gathering a lot of ground on A. The CT is such a heavy lean towards middle, and now Hunter's investigations have come back completely quiet. Fair's the first. Forrester, quite the opposite of quiet, and fighting in middle, does put another rifle into play. We've got a shot here.
A slim one, considering the bomb being planted. But yeah, 3 rifles at this point, with kits as well. They'll be able to buy next round, so they might as well go for it. See if there's any damage to be inflicted here. Hunter, though, getting key information towards the sniper deck. HE. Reasonable damage towards Fiat. Flashbang does even more so. As they start to fall back now, knowing that this feels more comfortable as the seconds go by. Might as well save those 4 weapons on the CT side at this point, right?
Hell yeah. Get the hell out of there. Round 10 looks a whole lot better, and it looks practically free. You don't have to spend any of your pennies. Good hold from G2.
Yeah, both teams will be relatively happy with that. There will be 6-3 on the T side now. Hard Legion starting to drop off the pace somewhat. It's our final best of 3 of the day here. It's the first map. It's a pick of G2, as you'd expect, considering a recent form on this map. Seem to be absolutely destroying everyone on their T side, and this one started to take shape for them as he's found a 6-3 lead. It's normally Hunter that does most of the heavy lifting on the T side, especially towards the A side. Good at finding opening kills in all the chaos, and all the smokes are down, and clutching things out as well. He's had a great year.
He really has. I think he's one to watch for the top 10 next year individually. So it does seem to be making a very solid case in terms of consistency, and I think the analyst eye test on first bullet accuracy really does speak true. Oh my God, he's finally gonna say get away with it. His teammates do though. Early trades continuing. That's the bomb, and that's advantage. This is a brawl. 1 minute 30 still on the clock. And there is 1.5 members of G2 left. That CT aggression finally paying off. But now the mid-round. This is where you can get outsmarted and outplayed.
Jax will show first. He's down to 34 points of health. Now 20 as the HE arrives at his destination. They have got Molotovs. HE's available, and certainly a chance of winning the round, but they need to get a pick first. They know it. With minutes here, Amanek will start to dissect this side of the map. Finds 2 of them up. Had to be a double kill there. Gives Jax some wiggle room, but ultimately they know he's there. He needs to find a quick kill on Speedak if possible. As soon as he swings, those should be taken out, and it will be the case. Hard Legion, though, battling back at the A-Round with 3 players there this time. Flashbangs thrown in. Big spray down through the smoke, and the key kill, the 3rd, brings him into a very advantageous situation. It's going to go 6-4 overall. Money should be strong on the CT side, considering the previous eco they had, and managed to get 4 rifles out of the round. But still, money still there in a way, as we do have 1 final buy for G2 here. It's the AWP for Kenny S. Haven't seen much of that so far. Don't really need it on the T side of Vertigo. Tactical timeout, I'd assume. It's going to be the CT's accord as well, after winning the previous round, no less.
Interesting. I wonder if they're just weighing up the odds of being able to get away with something like that again. Like CT aggression ramp, is that something you'd be confident kind of repeating?
Against G2, yeah, for sure. Because that's where they go pretty much every round. Instead of letting them execute, might as well throw in some chaos there. If it comes down to an even kill, that at that point, at least you're going to have them on the ropes. Yeah. They can't just throw their perfect execution at you every single round.
I feel like we haven't even seen that quote-unquote perfect execution yet from G2. There's always been someone falling, an integral component of their A take. We haven't seen the smokes into the Molotovs, into the plant, into the post plant. They haven't quite seen that just yet. But we're ready to get back into the action. It's round 11, our final series for the Clash of Champions here. Let's see. Amanek's a little poor, I imagine. There's a weapon on the floor. I think Hunter would have dropped that one. 7,000 spent. It's going to be a Mach 10 for Amanek.
Which he's fine with.
Yeah, no complaints. That's a full buy for G2. Ooh, what have you got for us there, Kinky? Is that a smoke, deep smoke for mid aggression? And then they combine it with a ladder rune. And Amanek tucked in on the corner. He's full flashed. Lovely handling. And the CTs will look to be confirming this one rather convincingly. Gosh,
Yeah.
G2 picked apart.
Going for a B split there, didn't find anything whatsoever. This is their final buy as well. It's going to be just 5-on-2 situation for them at 1 minute 20 left as well. Have to focus their efforts back towards A, and hopefully they'll have some CT presence pushing down the ramp, but why would they? They just need to hold crossfires here, force them to plant. They can run that clock down no problem. They can wait all day.
Yeah. That clock, not yet an issue, but Hunter and Kenny with an impossible task ahead of them. Want to try and at least get that bomb down, get a couple of those kills flowing in their direction. Hunter to challenge scaffolding. Crad covered by Sviat. However, if an AWP was to peek that, Hunter were to hold the close angle, that could be the double kill they need. For now, though, Kenny won't be able to catch that Goblin box held by Sviat just on the edge of his periphery now.
They're playing this so well, giving them no opportunities. Now they know they're towards A. Sound cue's coming through. Flashbang decent, but ultimately Hunter should be taken out here on the trade.
And there he
They do
is.
know where the second CT is, so a plant's there at least. Kenny can cover now.
They got what they wanted, a bomb down. Now to hold, this will be so difficult. Kenny has to be responsible for the flank. He also has to provide some degree of cover because already Hunter's getting forced out of this one. And that should be the round confirmed now. There's nothing Kenny can do. He can maybe find one. The flank is crawling its way up scaffolding now, and he'll call it clear. Quick shot onto Sviat, but quick trade as well. Lovely handled by Hard Legion, but G2, they did a lot with the two remaining players there. They managed to make something out of it.
Yeah, they get a couple of kills in the plant. It does give them something for the next round, which won't be a buy. I would say it gives them a partial buy at the very most. But still, impressive to see them actually get their way towards the site itself. They've got a great understanding of the map, but Hard Legion couldn't have played that much better, to be honest with you. They managed to get the 3 opening frags. They fell right back, and it's Forrester again causing carnage towards B. Another couple of kills for him. Manages to get the key frag on Hunter as well to guarantee that round. Kenny didn't stand a chance of the flanks coming in. And as we said, partial buy likely and confirmed. As Forrester once again willing to take this duel every single time. This time flashed off. He will be punished for his aggression as the flashes are deployed on the CT side of things now. They're going to recover the Krieg, but take a damage in return. And it's going to be a great shot as it will be Speedak to deny the plant, at least the initial one.
Yeah, has another go. Wild shots as they leap into the smoke. His teammates have done all they can, though. The bomb will not be planted. The round will be won. Clean and tidy. Hard Legion do start to really stabilize on this CT side. This has been 3 in a row from them. Little bursts of triple round wins to get their 6th on the board. Same, of course, for G2. See that one again. Speedak just gets a tip of Kenny's head at the top of that smoke and adjusts perfectly into that smoke. Into the 13th then, let's see if G2 can get any more to show for their T campaign. This was their map pick, I will remind you. Yet to see Hard Legion post a victory on this map. I'm double checking that fact now, but I'm almost certain for the last 3 months, a big fat goose egg in their Vertigo column. Yeah, they've played it 6 times in 3 months, and yet to see them pick up a victory. In fact, double digits only twice.
Yeah, not the most compelling opposition either. So this is a great shift from them, all things considered. You can see they've watched the G2 demos. They're aware of their tendencies, which is to be expected at this level. But just to note, they have a good read on how to shut them down. They know their weaknesses. Challenging towards the A ramp seems to be yielding some success, but not this time. The flash over, Hunter was ready for it, and now they can put the brakes on. So they're right down, knowing they've got the lead, and this is where they can start considering their A execution.
It'd be perfect time.
You can see them transitioning over. Look at the mini-map right now. Everyone's coming towards that A ramp.
Took them 13 rounds to have an opportunity to actually throw out their execute. Molly towards the sandbags. Forrester, he can destabilize here. This is the duel that he's been waiting for. He can hear the steps, he knows it's coming, will avoid the flash, and Molotov in return. But ahead of it they go. Amanek, he's charging forward. Hunter's alongside him, and it doesn't even find the first. A double kill from Hunter so far into this round. They start to overwhelm. Smoke's arriving, likely Molotovs too. Hunter still has one to throw. Same for Kenny. Now they start flying in, but the bullets continue for Hunter.
He's got himself 3 kills again. We said he'd be at the spearhead of most of these assaults, so he'll go down, not quite. He even gets an assist towards the end as well. It's Hunter. We've seen him off that bomb side box so many times on the T side. Once those smokes are deployed, that's his perch usually. It takes a lot to take him off it. As we'll see, G2 take the lead, goes 7-6 now. Money actually looking pretty good overall on both sides. We'll see a full buy come through as we get to the bookend now of this first half. 7-6, Hard Legion. Pretty of a decent battle, all things considered. Losing the pistol as well. 3-0 down. It actually gets 6 rounds on the CT side. That's admirable.
Yeah, it really is, especially considering just how, choked many CT sides can look against coordinated T Vertigo. Admittedly, some of those rounds are happening real in the blink of an eye. Some multi-kills to start things off.
Yeah.
Forrester gets a double kill, and then G2 are limping around for the rest of the 60 seconds of play. Forrester tested on B again here. So far, he's 100% success rate. Always finds an angle, always finds a way in. Now towards the stairs, he does gaze. However, it will be Kenny, should he repeat, staring down that aggressive look. Hunter being completely left to his own devices and has managed to navigate up towards the crane. First blood favors Hard Legion here, though.
Zamanek removes. Next up, on the task.
He's used his smoke already, so he's going to have to fight! My god, the flash was so good. Nexa had no chance. But towards A he goes. If he catches Crad here, they could full rotate into this. Hard adjustment, but Crad passes with flying colors. Not a single point of damage inflicted to him. And this should be the round now. Jack's realizing it as the molly forces him to fall back. Hang on a second, Kenny catches Fiat unawares. There's so many frags to find. He actually legs Speedak, and another one from Kenny S. He's got so many places to clear. He can't handle the multi-peaks, and neither can Jax. 7-7, a valiant start from the French AWPer.
There was a chance, though, Alex. It felt like Kenny could have got the third one there. That was a great shift for him, though, but unfortunately unable to convert it, losing the initial frags once again. We get to the final round here. We're all tied up at 7-7, with the loss bonus will be helping out G2, enabling them to get 5 rifles out at least. Hard Legion, though, much better showing than I expected, considering the stats come into this one. Only had defeats against pretty underwhelming opposition as well. The fact they're looking strong against G2, I'm not sure what it says more about, whether the fact that G2 are still in this slump after summits, or whether Hard Legion has got a bit of an ace up their sleeve. But for now, you can see Malik. We were talking to him before the game began. We're like, well, this should be a quick 2-0, right? You guys are the heavy threaders going to this. He's like, don't say that, please. Just don't even mention it. Let's just focus on the game.
The mental game of G2 seems to be the next step, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be something that clearly has got more work to be done. It's also something that they put a huge emphasis on. Malik, of course, giving us some good insight into it actually in Belek. We were talking to him during the I-League finals there. And so the 15th round of play for our first map of the final series on our first day. Let's see if they can take the lead coming into this one. That's quite the CT performance so far, and a completely different look. They're actually going passive on A. Sviat to perhaps bait Crad in. Silence falls in the final round here. They just want to wait for that smoke to fade, and then they will continue their assault. Do they really choose to molly it, or will they just hold it?
They normally do, but no one's ever been there, so do they bother this time? Oh, apparently not. 2 kills found for Crad, and he's still alive and kicking as well. They do not want to pull their grenades out at this point, but he's done enough damage. Once again, denying any sort of access towards A. Nexa pulls one back, but still, they only have a couple of smokes now, 1 flashbang. That is it. Time is on their side, but Kinky, he's locked the doors behind them.
Yeah.
They can't fall back here.
Lock the doors, Henry, because this one does look like it's completely out of their reach. Perfect frag. Molotov to stop the bomb retrieval.
Yeah, it spread so nicely for him as well. He can just fall back out of that. He doesn't necessarily have to be part of that fight. They can't fall back. They have no idea who'll be positioned, so he might as well join his teammates and just buy some time. They recover the bomb, and they're willing to challenge this. And this is a very brave call, because for this fact, he can be anywhere.
He has just completely...
They have to go super slow now. They don't know where he could be. But for now, they've actually found some space.
Yeah, and with the Forrester hold, they are going to be given access to the B site. So it comes down to their post plant. Now, they do have smokes. If they use them now, That will set them up nicely, but look at Kinky. He's just come all the way around the world, and both of them on the cross. Doesn't quite manage to connect, but the bomb plant is an impossible factor. 8-7, Hard Legion end the half with the lead.
Yeah, they're looking very strong right now. I am worried for G2. They are a very good Vertigo team, but they normally do most of the damage on the T side here. Taking a deficit to kick things off. We'll take a break and see what they have to say about the second.
Back in business, ladies and gentlemen. Nexa on your screens, and G2 on somewhat of a scary situation.
Yes. All the pressure really on them going into
Truly.
these matchups, you know? They're the ones with all the information out there regarding their Vertigo play. Hard Legion, you wouldn't necessarily expect them to really topple the likes of G2. A team that's really been coming together as of late. They've certainly had some turbulent results, but generally speaking, the team's looking decent. As we get into the second half here, it's 8-7 in favor of the T side of Hard Legion, but we'll see whether they can scrape together a pistol. They've got one smoke, one flashbang, and conviction as they make their way towards middle. Got to wait for the initial aggression from the CTs here. Confirming loud it's clear as well. 5 players heading towards the mid position. So what's the call here? Do they get down towards CT spawn, start challenging at the A site, or just go through the window, head towards B?
I'm very interested to know how they plan to do this.
Well, the CTs have pushed the A ramp, I believe, so King needs to be very careful here. Jack's defensive position, just monitoring the window situation.
Ooh, bit of a mess up on that boost. Jax is going to get some info very, very quickly. Oh, that's enough. He knows his line is being held. Jiggles for more info, gets a count, and look at Hunter patiently waiting for this push. Deals with the first, now they look to try and flank in towards A. Kenny's so close, he couldn't get the first, and a dink into Jax. They convert. Speedak, precise in the air, and already sent packing. Now this is a very strange turn of events. They fight from CT spawn, and my god, Amanek gets 2, reloads in the face of Forrester, and it'll be Nexa to find the final necessary bullet. But an approach, and an interesting one, from Hard Legion. 4 to middle, 1 for a late arrival down towards the bridge. If Hunter had fallen there, you could see the pincer, you could see how that would have caused problems.
It could have done. Unfortunately, though, G2 handled it very well indeed, and Amanek ready and waiting with that USP. Somehow even surviving for a cheeky reload there as well, but it will be the force by response. Hard Legion give up a very important pistol there in the second half. G2 now with an SMG focus as usual. 1 rifle in the hands of Nexa. 2 UMPs, 2 MP9s. Scout for Crad here. There will be a chance of a kill. Doesn't want to fire off a shot unless it's a confirmed hit.
It's being boosted up, but it doesn't mean Hunter can take that fight for free. Nope, taking my mind. I'd ask for a refund immediately. Keeps it 4-4. Oh, Sviat wasn't ready for Kenny's close push. This is where those SMGs really do work out wonderfully.
Yeah. Up close and personal. That smoke will fall off the bridge, I believe. So, At this point, what can really be done? Is Kenny S getting yet another kill? There's a chance of a 1v here, and, well, delivered. That's only Jax removed, though. He only had the MP9 there. 3 versus 2, still a minute remaining, and a good read as well on the push from behind. Scout headshot required, and he crouches around the corner, of course. It looked like it was a perfect setup there. Now Dink's going to be closed out by Amanek. A scrappy kill towards the end, but he gets himself 2. That was the force buy. They keep 3 players up. So all things considered, that's a pretty successful round from G2's POV. Round 18 has to be the full eco here, really. P250s at the top end. Not really much else to talk about. A couple of deagles, in fact, for Kinky and Forrester, but that's about it. Sviat and Speedak yet to break double digits. Round 18. Ideally get the bomb down here, but with no flashbang, no smoke, I don't see a world where that happens, but you never know.
Jumping into the 18th then. Picture painted. This should be a G2 round. The only way in which it changes is if some heroic deagle fights are won early. It does seem interesting that G2 are so willing to contest.
Right, don't even challenge that. They've got a deagle boost at the back. Like, why?
Why are you fighting?
That's chill.
Maybe, just maybe, Hunter has got the perfect answer to this. I think not on his side, but does fire off the warning shots. There's 3 there. They draw him in. Potential for this round to go awry now as Kenny falls back, leaves Amanek in a solo mission. Fortunately, he does manage to find 2, but still, Crad can accelerate on this. He'll tuck in on the boxes. Another chance, another opportunity, this time squandered. Kenny can't quite find the necessary bullets. Jax can, though. This is chaotic as hell.
Yeah, not as clean as headlights. They've only got 2 kills. It's not the end of the world, but still, they certainly made a meal of it. Kinky will be positioned towards middle. 24 HP. He was part of the initial duels, but for now, just trying to find a constellation frag if possible. Bombs down at the A ramp, and they should have this position locked down. Now you can see, I think it's Nexo who's having to patrol to the CT side and the elevators, but he times it well. It will be double digits for G2 here. And that was a full eco. Could have gone a lot worse for G2. I couldn't really tell you why they're pushing down and challenging the previous forklift position. Giving a rifle up early, that could have spiraled out of control. But for now, it's all fine. Look at the orb in the hands of Kenny S. Is the replay. Jax saving the day. Needed him to arrive. Kenny S was starting to flounder. And with the MP9. Kriegs out in full force here. Nexetsu for the initial incendiary to deny the rush. Speedak trying to take vision away as he jumps up towards the scaffold now. Give himself a nice veil with the smoke.
Powerful. He's got a couple through that very tight line. It's a hard shot to hit. Oof, damn, he makes that one look easy. Molly could get Crad a little nervous, but he stands his ground, and you can see Kenny's already got his lineups. We asked him about that before over in California. Very ready and willing to take these fights, and that's because he has Hunter in tow. Another frag favoring G2 now into round 19. Yeah,
it's starting to look a lot more comfortable here on Vertigo. T-side wasn't exactly spot on by their standards, but opening duels falling in their favor. Forrester's been dangerous.
He really has.
Sure. And he actually has found a bit of space here. Towards the top of the B steps. Crosshair positioning is decent as well, so they come out the timings here, and they elude him. Sure, he survives. We're down to 22, pretty much nullifies his round. 40 seconds, and Kinky with mid-control, but that doesn't really do a whole lot for them. Bomb's still down. They're quite isolated on the map right now. With 30 seconds here, no real objective spotted as of yet. They're going to have to go for an A split. But with Kenny patrolling towards the mid area, it looks like they've got it under control. But one missed shot from him, this could spiral.
Especially if Hunter now gets caught. But it seems that the time is just not favoring them. Kenny will get exploited. Hunter can trade this. And oh no! Kinky starts heating up. Nexa trades. Can they get the bomb down in time? They can. Forrester's going to be doing it. And just like that, you said it can spiral. This is the spiral, and manifesting in the form of Nexa closing on this gap. Sviat's allowed to escape now with a bomb ticking away. One kit, a smoke admittedly on Amanek.
Yeah, that's important.
The frag as well from Amanek. Now Sviat, if he can frag Amanek before that kit gets anywhere close to the site, his time becomes his friend. And
good shot.
Oh, wow, great shot.
Yeah, that could have fallen apart there. That was a very, very key frag. But nice work from Kinky there. Considering what was a 5-on-3, all of a sudden it actually looks very uncomfortable. There's a chance to actually give that one up. All down to that mid-control and timing it well through the smoke. It will be 11-8 though, however, as G2 confirm things here. As Kinky's pushed there at the very start to give him a bit of space in this second kill. Beautiful stuff. You'll have to take my word for it. It was lovely though. I enjoyed it.
Individual performances from the Dream Eaters was what got them so far before. Like, they just had everyone fragging.
Kind of been the case on this map as well. Like, you think about the rounds they did win, like Forest 2-3 kills every time they went B. Sure, they did well holding off the A ramp. That was certainly sustainable, but most of the rounds they were getting were just like 2 kills out of nowhere, full back. GT maybe been a little bit overzealous in some of their approaches as they take another tactical time out here on the Hard Legion side. Money still an issue for them. They've got enough of 5 rifles, but certainly not looking comfortable in the last few. 11-8 as G2 look to close out their map pick. It's Mirage next, and then Train if required.
Yeah, this is going to be a perfect tournament for G2 to practice and to refine their mental game. Coming into games as favorites does seem to be something that they have issues with. Heavy favorites. You know, that's a whole new kettle of fish. It's comfortable when you're playing a game against Astralis, you know, your Liquids, your EGs, your Renegades, your 100 Thieves. You've got justification behind your loss, but this does seem to be G2 picking up a bit of a pace here. Double kill to start things off right out of the gates. Fiat looking to equalize. We're missing quite a lot of the action, but bomb loose and just one man with health remaining for Hard Legion. This round has just dropped by the wayside. Nothing they can really do now. Yeah,
nothing to be said really, Alex. Tried the approach towards A, but G2 fend them off with no real problem at all, to be honest with you. A slight chance of a kill there, but Hunter ready to strike back, gets the bomb. And Sphere now not looking too happy with the scenario. Left in a 5-on-1. A lot of discussions going on right now.
Yeah,
he's missed a bit of a timeout itself.
He's straight up knife out shouting at them. Something did not get thrown, someone did not go where they were supposed to, but this one, yeah, this is impossible to save. He's getting closed in on. It'll be Kenny's USP to confirm. A cheeky AK for the CT side, and the 12th now secured for G2. So round 21, it's time for Hard Legion to try and get the sleep out of their eyes. They unfortunately have yet to post a single round on their T side, and that's not without lack of trying an innovative pistol approach, and ever since then, it has just been taken away from them. A bomb plant in the round before. We saw that one transpire courtesy of Kinky's 3K, but yet to convert into a round. And now this one, not painted to be the most likely of round victories for their T side. Despite having what looked like a very coordinated and well-structured kind of anti-stratty CT side for G2, they haven't got much in the form of answers for their T side just yet. Crad, however, something. Hunter loses his head and loses his rifle as well. Kenny's response actually is aggression. And what?
That?
How does that miss over the shoulder?
Well, that was a shot that was destined to find the first kill for the CT side, but somehow doesn't land. Brad now has the rifle. Best advantage they've had in some time. 10 HP though, might want to give it up to one of his teammates. So he can actually have a fighting chance of causing some damage. He gives it to Sviat. Kenny has repositioning now towards middle. 1 minute remaining. Certainly a chance here, an advantage of sorts to the manpower, but only one smoke and a single flash as they make their presence known towards middle.
Coordinating, communicating. 38 seconds. Kenny will catch Forrester. He joins Nexter on this B defense, and it is the perfect call. Oh, and that's a perfect shot. Kinky. Jack shows him just a millimeter, and now they look to try and punish this under-equipped A defense. They're spraying wildly through the smoke. Kinky gets another. This round is just going back and forth, as are the Ts. Hard Legion, they're turning tail to B. It's wide open. They'll take it. What a random round this has become. Straight up MySpace. First, though, can he stop the plant as well? Sviat's planting. Oh my God, he didn't get it!
That was
the round one. Instead.
Oh, why would he not commit? I assumed he thinks he connected the kill. It was done. If he finds that frag, though, with what, 8 seconds remaining, that was it. It was done.
Oh, Kenny's going to be slamming his fist into the desk. Had he confirmed it, Amanek survival would have been all they needed to convert the round, and now Hard Legion looking to find their first here on the T side, courtesy of just Desert Eagles and some manic positioning. They really pulled the rug from underneath the CTs there.
Yeah, absolutely. Managing to make their way towards CT spawn. They're actually focusing towards the A side of things. The AK spray came through, though. They managed to somehow get a second kill as Kinky with his Desert Eagle. Watching the traces come through, delivered on all fronts. He does go down with the blast, but managed to do most of the heavy lifting in the previous round. 12-9, their first of the second half here. Money's still good on the CT side of things, of course. Here's the replay. That great shot. Lovely. Boosted up there. In towards middle. This is where the round really turned in his head, though. Kenny, he realizes what happened. He's got to shake it off. He's still got a decent lead here. Money's fine.
Yeah, and that's the first round you've lost, right? Like,
yeah.
Perspective. Even if it does feel like you kind of made one mistake, it's not the end of the game. Far from it. In fact, now Hard Legion, let's see if they can build anything off the back of this one. Whoa, Forrester. He tried to take the fight. He does favor the Peking T, but not this time. He's been shattered down to 1 HP. He's now just going to be responsible for holding the B aggression, and he can't really play the rest of the round. It's down to his teammates. Kenny's holding this headshot angle. Krad's about to peek in. Very hard shot to hit. Kenny, however, just around the corner in time, does bait them in nicely for Amanek to punish. He's got his smoke lined up. He'll be able to play around that now should they choose to Molotov. Hunter, he has a gap as well. He won't want to exploit. He tries to sneak through. Speedak reveals he's holding.
Well, that might be the cue, though. A chance of a potential reload. Doesn't take it. Maintains the 4 versus 3. It's Forrester down on 1 point of health. And it might have to be a reposition towards the other side of the map here. Beats the smoke and CT forces. Sphere making a lot of noise now. Incendiary will segregate him from his teammates. Actually takes a tick of damage as well. Still confident to push towards the site, however, but next ready and waiting for him. That was the frag that already decided the round at this stage, as they'll be down to a 4-on-2. Speedak, the only one of any sort of health. They have got 1 smoke and a Molotov. Forrester would do well to get both of those off before he goes down, and it looks like they might just be saving. Towards T-spawn they head.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Just going to be the AK and the Krieg preserved, but just one round. The round prior was not even with the rifles. It was with the positioning and admittedly some G2 missteps. And so Hard Legion yet to prove that they are going to be capable of being competitive, yet on this T side of Vertigo. There's no doubt they had the defense on lock, but for now this will be 6-1, the scoreline of our second half. G2.
Golf flap now. Lovely.
You ever seen golf live?
Not live.
No, I've
never traveled for it.
Can't imagine seeing the appeal, but people would say the same thing about video games, so I'll bite my tongue. Standing in a field.
So all you can really watch when you're there live is the tee off.
Right.
And then you're like, right,
and then
we've got to walk 300 yards now.
Right, everyone get your shoes on, get your Tesco bags, and or any other supermarket bag.
So this is where the game can really be decided. Looks like G2 are in 5th gear at this point. Opening things up, Kenny has a couple of misses in the mid stages of the second half, but anything but here. Round number 23, nailing them, pinning them to the walls like butterflies at this point, as we'll see Nexa come through. Kinky's all the way back in T-spawn. 5-on-2, as quick as that.
Just like that. Some Kenny-esque aggression. That second frag as well, that's the most punishing way to go down. You jump for the info, but Kenny's holding it, and he has been consistently, religiously trying to stop that boost. He's got line up for it from the sandbags. Hunter, however, finds Kinky, and this is the round.
Just having some fun there. Running around, dominating the serve with the Krieg. 14-9, looks like we might have the winner at the first map with this best of 3. Hard Legion starting to drop off somewhat, only picking up 1 round so far. Second map is Mirage, bear in mind. It's not like it's a crazy pick coming through, but it's a map you can imagine they're probably well versed on.
Yeah, and
we always know they're going to be dangerous, this team.
And somewhat of a punish pick against G2.
Yeah.
I'm seeing very few victories. In fact, it's been a while. We haven't seen them win Mirage since 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's certainly not a favorite of theirs. But Vertigo is, that's for sure.
Yeah, this one's going to be concluded relatively shortly, unless Hard Legion can change our mind. Quiet half from them. Losing a lot of frags early for the ramp push. We saw G2 contesting it with some Hard Legion-esque CT looks. Very aggressive flashes and Molotovs. This is the normal smoke you'll see thrown. It's a gap that typically Hunter can exploit if he holds towards that scaffolding position. You can see he's already on his way there. Oof. Nade slows him down. And the bullets start getting thrown in through the wood. And they look to send the AWP to re-aggress. Now this is interesting. How far does Kenny commit to this? Amanek, he was on the sandbags, did get Molotov'd out, but he's still not gone down. Instead, he actually punishes one. Hunter. Or was Kenny actually to find another? They are picking them apart on their advance. Good catch from Crad. He's allowed to slink away just for a moment. Hunter's aggression through the smoke, though, makes this an impossible round. G2 really have stepped it up. You call it fifth gear. It does feel that way, just running away, speeding away with this half.
Yeah, Sviat and Forrester left alone once again. And it would just take a disastrous maneuver from G2 to give this round up at this stage. They have been aggressive. With 45 seconds remaining, knocking on the door of map point. I feel like they learned their lesson over in LA last week, knowing that when you have a decent lead, never take your eye off the prize. Don't drop the ball.
Yeah, every single round treated with respect and restraint. This one no different. Can't give Forrester too much. Amanek continues to hold his ground, hold his nerve. There is a bomb on Sviat, so if the rotate has gone, which it seems it has, Next has given him a way into B. So if he was to clear this quickly, with 15 seconds, a chance perhaps to get some extra cash splashed. Nexa fires off a couple of shots. Sviat will take that as his cue to advance and accelerate. Will clear quad and just have enough time to get it down.
Just being the operative word there. We're going to kill as well. At least remove something there, but it could be the last round regardless. As we'll see, 3 players survive a G2, a very clinical round there. Most of them have been, to be honest with you, in the second half. But the bomb being planted at least does give them a nice healthy bang balance going forward. At least have rifles for what could be this final one. There's a replay of Amanek just getting the kill straight up through the wooden boards there and being a nuisance as they get funneled in towards that scaffolding position. Closes things out as well. Round 25 could be the final one of Vertigo at least. Mirage up next. As we mentioned, not the most comfortable map for G2, so Train certainly could be rearing its head here. I'd give G2 the firm upper hand there, to be honest with you, but
yeah,
it's another team we just haven't seen much of. Like, when they're in Dream Eaters, that was the only time we ever really saw them was at the majors, right? They always got results, but you never really saw them throughout the year, apart from now.
Yeah, it was the CIS qualifier first, then the main qualifier, and throughout all of that, they managed to keep their head above water and qualify for the main event. So that was, I mean, that is the biggest feather in their cap. There's no doubt about it. Probably a big part in their new org and their new contracts. Kenny, he's been finding so much success on this late ramp arrival. This time, however, just a warning shot. It's Hunter who does go 1 for 1. Favors the T side typically. Let's see if they can profit from this advantage that has been seized. Interesting dynamic between Kinky and Jax, actually. There is a late fight middle brewing. Ooh, Kenny. Always ready to find those angles. He is. And with only 60 seconds left, these 3 members of the T side have got it all to do in order to fend off what could very well be the last round of the game. They've got 1 round of the last 9. Here in the 10th of the second half, it does seem like it's all too familiar story. Kenny, a late arrival, holds the line up, and he's ready to punish any ramp aggression should they consider it. Forrester first. Next, perhaps on the chopping block, it's just going to be Sviat. 1 versus 3. Found the first to make it slightly more manageable, but you don't want to go towards that AWP. You don't really want to go anywhere.
What do you want to do with this?
To be honest, you just hold W and hope.
With 15 seconds, that's pretty much the only option he has. He has to clear out the window as well, and that's where the final kill probably comes in. Well, the smoke didn't want to be thrown there, but sometimes it has to be, and that should be it. Sure, he'll get through, but unfortunately, the map will be going in favor of G2 there. It's their pick. They were more than favorites to win that first one, considering the form they've had on this map recently, but more of a battle than I expected in the first half, especially there. We actually saw a pretty tightly contested game overall. I thought G2 were just going to run away with that one, but at least the first half was competitive. It
was very competitive, and I mean, that's G2's T side getting kind of worked out, but I do think that that's going to be a valuable demo for G2 to look over and see, okay, They clearly had answers to our D side. Let's see what they were, and let's see how we can fix them.
I think that's going to be a real cause for concern going forward, because they're kind of trailblazers for Vertigo. They play it so much right now, and everyone seems to be cottoning on to actually how they play the map and how many vulnerabilities they have. We saw on their T side, kept trying to rush towards B, but Forrester was dealing with that no problem. But still, we did expect G2 to pick that map up, which they did. Doesn't really matter what the scoreline is. Now, you did mention that G2's results recently in Mirage haven't been fantastic, to say the least, right?
No, but actually, if I still have them up, it was quite interesting to see how close they'd gotten. You know, like that's an overtime loss versus Mouse Sports. They proceeded to go 16-14 versus Furia. So they've had some close games on Mirage against some big names. This, however, is going to be the punish pick of sorts. We'll see how Mirage fares for them. We are going to be taking a break, but when we do come back, we'll be breaking it down at the desk and then jumping into the second map of our final series here for the first day of the Champions Cup.
Case.